Oh, okay, cool. I'm not hearing you.
Oh, hello, everybody. Hi, guys. It is, look at this. It's day, what is it? 34, at least for me. I know some people it's a little bit different, but it's 30 something, right? Of this social distancing stuff. And I am missing face to face, more than face to face, right? Because I'm face to face right now with you, but I'm missing physical connection with others. Yes, and I know you are too. And you're done with it, right? Am I right? What day is it for you? Tell me in the comments what day of this social distancing, quarantining. So, oh, good. We already have some people who are saying yes, the power of touch. They want to talk about the power of touch today. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And I can't wait to introduce you to this lady here with me. But I actually, so stay with us today because I'm going to share with you some things that have the ability to turn this situation around with the power of touch, even if you live by yourself. Okay. And I'm sharing my good friend and massage therapist with you today, Jeri Grimes. And she's going to be bringing this all together for us. I feel like you're kind of like, did somebody say massage? Is anybody like, did somebody say massage? I could use one of those right now. And if you're joining us on Instagram, come over to Facebook where you can get all the goodies because you can't see Jeri on there. So you're going to come over. Rachel, come over and join us on Facebook at 3 Life Essentials so you can get all the goodies. You're in the cheap seats over there. Okay, so let's talk about this. Today, we're going to be actually, if you could use a good massage right now, give me like a thumbs up or a heart. But today we're going to be free from stress. We're going to be free from loneliness. We're going to be free to touch, free to connect, free to breathe, free to bond. Anybody this sounding really good to you right now? It is to me too. I know it is to my friend Jeri here. So we're going to be talking about this power, the power of touch today. I've been talking with, this has kind of been a buzz that I've been talking about with lots of people today. Hey, Rachel, good to see you. Oh yeah, you joined us over here. Yay, yay, yay. Yeah, she's like, yes, me too. Awesome. Okay, well, so and actually, I have a gift for you. If you want access to a full written guide of what we're going to be sharing today with some additional details that we won't have time to cover today, just type in the comments touch and I'll make sure you get those, as well as a really cool reflexology chart that you'll be able to use. And if you're not familiar with reflexology, that's okay. It's a really easy way that you can use it to reduce stress with your body and pain. So we're going to go ahead and just like sprinkle this among your peeps. Don't keep this information to yourself. You're going to want other people to know about the resources and the information that Jeri's going to share with us today. So here you've got your tea you've got with you this morning.
I have tea and my water.
Yay! I have some oils in my water that are giving me an extra pep in my step. So, and I have tea too. So now if you're just joining us for the first time, my name is Amy Miller and I help moms of little ones bring natural solutions and holistic resources into their everyday lives, simplifying life and health and spirit so that they can spend time enjoying their family instead of researching and worrying over all the things. And there's a lot of all the things right now. So, look, I know that there's only so many Zooms, so many Marco Polos, so many voice texts or distance waves. Has anybody been doing like distance waves to people before? Oh, yes, the elbows. Before we start getting into like a really negative zone, right, Jeri?
Yes.
Like we're too alone with our thoughts right now. I was just hearing from a nurse just the other day who was saying that The only patients that they're getting right now are people who are dealing with COVID or the mental health or addiction. And so people, you're too alone with your thoughts right now. And I know my huggers, you know it best, right? But even those of you who are introverts and homebodies are starting to feel this lack of connection on a deeper level. So you guys are in for a treat with Jeri. She is all heart, and her love for others, it even crosses over technology, like through the screen. She's going to make you feel loved on, plus her knowledge of the body and massage and how all those things connect, and helping us find some ways to relax and connect with others right now is going to fill your cup. So bonus, you're going to learn some ways to support your immune system in this whole process. So that's like an added bonus. But this isolation factor, it can be a lot of negative effects on not only our psyche, but also our immune system. So who are you most missing connecting with? Tell me below. Tell me who you're. Melinda. Melinda said yes, touch. Yeah. Nancy too. Yes. We're all missing it. Yes. So Jeri, help us out here. We're going to talk through two ways that we can connect through touch, even if you live alone. But I want to hear from you, Jeri. What made you get into massage therapy?
So as a child, I would always like to rub my aunt's feet, my grandmother, people in my family. And so that was a way of communicating love. And I have just always known that our hands are gifts. And now I look back, I consider myself a healer, somebody that wants to heal with their hands. And so when I went to school, it was to be a physical therapist. And then I got married, had babies, and never finished school. So when I went, I got divorced years ago, when the girls were younger, and they really encouraged me to go back to school to become a massage therapist. They're like, Mom, you always are loving on people with your hands. And so you need to go to school. So I did. And so that was such a great decision. And at that point, it was way before I was introduced to essential oils. And so I just, you're using lotion on people. And now fast forward, oh my gosh. Wow. Like 18, 19 years. That's wow. How long ago I went to school. Using oils. Oh my gosh. What a added gift, because touch is so, so important. I mean, the power of touch. So think about it. I just had a grandbaby, and babies, when they are the basic instinct for touch, they learn touch in the embryo. And so they're in their mommy's tummy. When they come out, that's skin to skin. So Rachel and Michael just had baby Willow, and that is so, so important. And so that's skin to skin. And so we are tactile creatures. We want touch. And so it is so important. And I'm sure that you guys have heard stories of children, if they were born and they were in the nursery and they weren't touched, they don't thrive. So touching for us as humans, that helps us to thrive emotionally, physically. It is so, so important. So, and even as children, we're always touching. Think about it, moms. Think about it. How often are you going, don't touch that? Don't touch that. Because that's a way that we learn. We're using our hands or feet or whatever, to learn. Yes. And so it's just part of us. And so to touch and be touched it is one of the most institutional needs that we have as humans. That sense of touch is so important. And so think about it. When somebody is sad, a friend is sad, you want to touch them, you want to hug them. And so it's amazing what a hug does. So just hugging people. So, and I live with an introvert, and I'm an extrovert, kind of. Sometimes I'm half and half, but just hugging. So for women, having their mate hug them for like 20 seconds, it is amazing what that does to our body. It
Releases
emotion.
chemicals, doesn't it?
It releases oxytocin in our body to where, and then also to help lower cortisol levels so that we can sleep better. But sometimes I'll just ask Jeri, can I just get a hug? Can I just get a hug? And for women, that it's even, I think it's more powerful. And so that is really, really important. And lowers blood pressure, relieves anxiety, and helps us to sleep better. And so during quarantine, when we're with our families, just during the day, and sometimes it can be even more hectic than going outside the house. People are homeschooling. People are, doing things at home, taking care of the house, being outside. But sometimes we forget that touch with people in our home. And so I just encourage you guys, take a minute and just go, okay, I just need to hug you for 20 seconds. 5 seconds is okay, but that 20 seconds, it's amazing how our bodies respond to that.
Yeah. Even if you have to count, right? I've noticed, I've done that before with my boys, and we'll hug. And sometimes I'm even counting to make sure that we get to 20 seconds. And it's interesting. I've noticed that with my boys that I'll even feel them have take a big sigh right after that 20 seconds. And so it's almost like they're taking in that release and feeling all of that. So yeah, in fact, my shirt says it, made to love for... We were made to love in this way. Nancy says that she's missing connecting with her family right now. Yeah, I hear you, Nancy. And so let's, Jeri, if this is resonating with you guys, even if you're watching on the recording or on the replay, share with us your questions, and we'll try to come back and answer those too. But this, before you walk us through a protocol, Jeri, this also makes me think of the 5 love languages. Are you guys familiar with the 5 love languages? Those of you watching, I know, Jeri, you are. But what would you say to the person who maybe their love language of touch is number 5 on their list?
Again, we learn through all those senses and the love language. And it's funny. So in a marriage, you can have love language, it can be touch, but then in your workplace, it may be different. Your love language is different. And so, when that's not your top love language, but if it's acts of service, that whoever you're loving with your acts of service, they may in turn I need to hug you. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Wow. So it is a win. Yeah. It is a win-win.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I would say it's not one of my top 2. I don't think it's my bottom one, but it's not one of my top 2. But even still, I still enjoy receiving that physical touch, even though it's not necessarily maybe my primary way of expressing love. So yeah, but I'm just thinking this goes back to those love languages, of one of the primary ways that we can give love or even receive love too. So, so those of you who it's number 1 or number 2 on your list, you definitely want to pay attention today. Jeri, would you walk us through one of the ways that we can bond with or connect with touch, and even support our respiratory system right now? I know that's an area that we want to support. We have lungs and supporting our respiration right now on our minds. And I have a lovely little assistant who's going to come help me with this. Is that okay?
Good. So I was also going to say to everybody right now, and even if you're by yourself, self-care is huge in just touching yourself, giving yourself a hand massage. Like last night, I was doing some prepping for this morning, and my neck got all tense. And so literally I just took some oils, rubbed them in my hands, rub them on the back of my neck. You're loving yourself that way. And that is so important. And it's and sometimes you'll go to bed you won't even think about ever doing that for yourself, but it's so important. We can rub oils on our arms, we can rub them on our neck, we can rub them on our head for tension, whatever. That touching ourselves is so important. And you guys know about using oils on the bottoms of your feet. That is so important because of all those reflexology points that help other areas of our bodies. So
I love that. Well, I brought in my little boy. He's ready. He's ready to go. You can tell. He loves connecting in this way. In fact, my boys love it. I love getting to connect with them. And oh, Kimberly, you're so sweet. She says, love you too, ladies. That's so sweet of you, Kimberly. We're sending love to you too across the waves. So this is something, right, that I can do with my family members. Yes. To connect with them more, especially I'm even thinking that this could help even if they're driving us crazy right now, right?
Yes.
Actually could help us have some more loving feelings toward them, I would think.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, so tell us a little bit about, do you want to give us a little bit of scoop on Symphony of the Cells?
Yes.
And we can start.
Okay, so what is Symphony of Cells? I've got this little handout here. So Symphony of Cells, and here's a book that you can get from True Wellness. It was just a protocol that Boyd Truman started years ago. Oh, I got to get the camera right. It was designed to create harmony physically, emotionally, and spiritually within the body, and using, over like 30 years of his background in the wellness industry, he developed different protocols on different body systems. And so today, Amy's going to show us how to do the respiratory. It's called the respiratory application. And it's just a series of 10 oils and with a carrier oil. And it's so easy. You don't have to be a massage therapist. This is just loving on your family, those that are in your home. And this is pretty easy. You're going to be applying essential oils down the spine. You're going to let them breathe those oils, and then we rub the residual on the bottoms of their feet. And so it's simple. It takes only a few minutes. And I know there's more and more people that are finding that this is so amazing for their family. So yeah, really, really great. So we're going to start with frankincense, which is amazing.
Yeah. Powerhouse.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for kind of walking us through that too, Jeri. And if those of you who want more information, how you can get your own Symphony of the Cells book or any of that kind of stuff, we'll be sharing that in the full notes, so you can grab that as well. And I don't even have to have a fancy, I know, Jeri, you've got a fancy massage table. I don't. But so we don't even have to have a fancy massage table, right?
You don't. You can do this on the bed. And like when Gary and I work on each other, I don't pull out my massage table. And so you can just do this, have them lay down on the bed. And it's such a simple procedure, but it is so powerful and effective. When our bodies are the way that God wired us up and designed us, our spine and all of the nervous system, rubbing those oils down your spine, it gets into your nervous system faster. And it's just such a great way to apply the oils. And I really encourage everybody to do this. So Amy's.
Yeah. So I know you can't see part of his feet here, but I just put a couple of drops of the frankincense on his shoulders, and then I let him breathe it in, really helping to calm him. And then I just rubbed it on his feet. Nothing fancy. I'm gonna let the oils do the work and the power of touch.
Yes. And so the next thing we're going to do is going to put the carrier oil. So that's going to help absorb all those oils into his body. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah. Awesome. So I'm just putting that all over over his back. Now, Remind me again, why are we putting this all on the back, like on the spine?
On the spine, just because it gets into our nervous system, just the way that our bodies are. We have meridians and just the lines. It's much easier for that oil to get into our central nervous system.
I already know why.
Oh, he knows why.
I read a book once that said that if you like get an injury on your back, it's the worst injury you can have, and so that means it probably has the most nerves.
Yeah, but your spine impacts the rest of your body. That's right, Micah.
Yes.
Good thinking. He's my cuteness factor. My boys love these. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I'll even try to dim the lights when I do this, or even play some of their favorite music, just because after they're done, they have the best night's sleep afterward.
Yeah. And when you're doing this, guys, you don't even have to diffuse. And if you're doing this in one of your bedrooms in your home, you don't have to diffuse, because you're smelling those oils as you're giving this procedure, and they're smelling the oils, and it smells so amazing. And the next oil is going to be tea tree oil. And you really only, you really only have to do two to 4 drops. On adults, you might do a few more. But again, on this procedure, I tend to go lighter, because you're using a lot of oils on their body. And it's so amazing for their immune system.
I usually tell my boys to drink a lot of water after I finish. Yes.
Yes.
Is that a good plan?
Exactly. For anybody that has traditional massage, because this is not traditional massage, you definitely want to drink a lot of water, because as you're moving the tissues, you want to get those toxins out of the body. So for anybody that has massage, you want to drink at least 24 ounces within the first several hours. Otherwise, sometimes you can get a headache. And the same thing with this. You have a lot of oils going into your system. You want to drink water. Yeah.
That's good to know.
So
okay, what's the next one?
The next one is On Guard, the protective blend.
And we all need protection right now.
Absolutely.
With our respiratory systems and on our health and our wellness. And
I wouldn't really say it makes a nice smell, because it smells more like a random crazy person got a bunch of those little soap bars that you find at food stuff that smell weird, and then just throw them in your house.
Yeah, that's a bunch of synthetic fragrances. I will say my boys prefer smelling individual oils rather than layers and layers of oils that we do with this.
Yep.
Okay, so
the next one is the Aroma Touch or massage blend.
This is my favorite for when I can talk Jim to rubbing my shoulders or neck at night.
Mm-hmm. I'm smelling it right now. Oh my God!
Yes,
so good, so good.
Now, I remember when I was learning a little bit more about Symphony of the Cells. I think particularly with the respiratory, I think I remember Boyd saying that if you do this, don't maybe give tissues to the person that you're applying it to, because this is going to really maybe release a lot in the respiratory system. So they may need to blow their nose or sneeze.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it helps to open everything up.
Okay. I'm already jumping ahead to the next one.
Respiratory blend, Breathe.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And literally with my boys, I can do this in about 5 minutes or so, because their back is small. But how long does it typically take when you do Gary?
Maybe 10 to 12 minutes, something like that. But like we did this in February, both of us had some respiratory stuff going on, and we did it for 3 days in a row. and it was amazing how beneficial it is. And so and literally you can do it in 5 minutes on somebody. Again, you're just applying those oils and the carrier oil on their spine. So the next one is rosemary. And each one of these oils is so powerful, but when in the combination, it is so amazing.
We have seen a lot of benefits
Yes.
from doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then eucalyptus.
This is one that I personally have been using a lot lately in my diffuser at night so that I can get a better night's sleep and breathe well.
Yes, yes.
Normally
Micah's
I
spoiled
have to
today.
do what?
He's spoiled today.
Yes.
Lots of loving on Micah.
Okay, now what?
Either Melissa or Arbor Vitae. Either one of those is just heavy duty for our immune system. And so only a couple drops too. They're powerful oils.
I grabbed an extra one of these this month since it was 10% off.
Yes. Yep.
Yes, I love Melissa. So powerful. For those of you who are joining in, you're like, isn't this just hocus pocus? You guys putting a bunch of snake oils on on the back? No, actually, it's amazing what can be absorbed in the skin.
Yes.
Okay, and then I think there's just one more, right?
And then we end with peppermint.
Woohoo, you like
Peppermint is cooling. It's amazing to end this symphony of cells.
Yes, and my favorite part of about most of them is
yes. Micah wants to show his favorite part. Oh wait, hold it.
Right.
Hold it right.
That one. It's the best.
He loves the part where you get to put a warm compress or a warm washcloth on top.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
So tell us why would we want to do that, Jeri?
So when you put so oil and water don't mix, we know that. But when you've done a procedure like this, if you put a warm compress on the body, lay it on the spine or wherever you're working on, that helps to drive that oil, the combination of the carrier oil and the essential oils into your tissue. So that water becomes a driver and the heat. And so it's actually really, really great.
Yes.
But you don't have to do that. For somebody that's, I worked on somebody that was 80. And so we opted to not do the peppermint and not do the warm towel. Just because if their skin is sensitive, you just have to be aware of that. And Mike has had this done, and so he's so used to having that done. But for some children, you just have to gauge,
Yeah. I've noticed like my two little boys, they love to have it, but my Noah, he does not like to have the warm compress. So we do it however. And then sometimes I even put my little warm rice sock that you made for
That's a great thing to heat that up and put it on their back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So if you happen to have one of these awesome little rice socks, or if you have a great friend like Jeri who makes you one, you can warm this up and apply that on top afterward too.
Yes.
So yes, we're like all free to breathe now.
Yes. Yes.
So what if somebody, actually, I did notice in the back of the Symphony of the Cells book, if someone's like, oh, I'd love to do that, but I don't have a couple of these oils. In the back of their book, they have like an oil substitution list, which I love, because if you're out of something or you don't have something, you can substitute in something else.
Which is awesome. So, like if you didn't have Arbor Vitae, or if you didn't have, you could sub Melissa for it. But if you didn't have that, you could have Siberian fir, which a lot of people, that's more of a common oil that they're going to have around. And so, that's an amazing thing that you have a substitution list in the back of this book. So,
yes, I love that. So what if somebody just has one oil or something they want to do with one oil or they're alone? I know you kind of touched on this already. What's another way that we could kind of connect that just, if we just have one oil, or maybe we just live alone, or how can we connect that way?
So one thing that you guys can do is like using your feet to reach different areas of your body. That's why it's so important about rubbing oils on the bottoms of your feet, and because of the nerve endings. So this is the reflexology chart, and it is so important to have that because it coordinates with different areas of your body. So when you're looking at this, so I'll show you, like right here is your big toe, and right behind this, right behind your big toe, your toes, is where like your sinuses are, or respiratory. You want to kind of open that up. So you can use a roller ball with, like we use tea tree today or On Guard, and you can rub that on the bottoms of your feet, massage that oil in. That's giving yourself, just self-love and self-care. And so you can do that throughout the day. The same thing with using like emotional support oils, because right now, we're in a different time. We don't get to see our loved ones. We don't get to be around those that we can hug and touch. And so using these for rubbing in oils, rubbing them in our hands, even giving ourselves like a hand massage, rubbing that in, the essential oils will help emotionally, but it helps physically, that touch, even touching ourselves, rubbing our hands, rubbing our feet. Giving yourself like a foot bath and rubbing your feet. That is so amazing for taking care of you. And in these times when we can't get out and see people, we can do that for ourselves. And using them on our feet is amazing. And so it's just a great way to love on ourselves during this time right now. And you can also rub those oils on the back of your neck. So that's right at the top of your spine. That's still getting into your nervous system. And so like
do that right now.
Right. And sometimes at night, I'll rub it on my spine. Most of us can reach behind and rub something on our back. We can't get the full back, but we can at least get, like this is Peace, which is an amazing one. We can rub that on our hearts. Again, rubbing it on our necks. And again, that touch is so important. So,
I love that.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for sharing so much goodness with us today, Jeri. I know you guys can feel the love coming through the screen from Jeri. Now, Jeri and I both know, please, if you do not have these oils already in your home, please do not go to the drugstore and get these. You will not have the same effect. There is a difference in high quality essential oils and stuff that you can get at Costco or the drugstore. And so if you need somebody to connect with, if you're already connected with Jeri, reach out to her, or if you're connected with us, reach out to us, and we will help you get access to these so that you can be utilizing the good stuff in your home, the stuff that actually works. So we're about to sign off, but tell me one person that you're going to share this with this weekend. I love rewarding people who take action. So I want you to either type their first name or put their initials in the comments so that you can share the love and be held accountable to taking action on this really powerful way that we can physically connect today, even today, right? So thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much, Jeri. I love. Jeri's one of the people I'm going to physically connect with somehow, some way soon, right?
Yes.
So our next live wellness masterclass is going to be Friday, May 10th. And that's when we get into even more GCR stuff than we did today. So if you want to register for the next one, just type in masterclass and I'll make sure you get that. Those of you who are ready to get out the chimney sweep and just hit the reset button on your body and your health, our guided free cleanse support group starts on May 1st. So you can still jump in that now and be ready by May. Just type in reset and I'll get that information to you. Thank you guys. I love being here with you. Hey, if you want to be reminded when we go live next, Also, you can just easily type in reminder or remind me in the comments, and I'll help you get, make sure. Oh, look at this. Nancy is already taking action. She has named someone that she is going to take action on and show some love with the power of touch this weekend. I love that. Thanks so much, Nancy. Okay, I help moms of little ones bring natural solutions and holistic resources into their everyday lives, simplifying life and health and spirit, so that they can spend time enjoying their family instead of researching and worrying over all these things. Right, Jeri?
Yes.
I'm so glad that you guys joined us, and we'll see you guys back here next week. Thank you, Jeri. Bye-bye,
Thank
everybody.
you. Thank you. Bye.